Hello everyone. Hope you all are doing good and having a good time. Today, I've been feeling a bit anxious regarding my studies. So, one thing that has always been persistent with me is feeling anxious regarding the upcoming exams and the whole syllabus and the structure and how it made me feel powerless and which pushed me towards unhealthy coping mechanisms like distracting myself by using mobile phones or singing or randomly scrolling or doing least important tasks so that I fool myself that I'm doing something productive, but in the end, I was just wasting my time and getting myself some reasons for not studying, for not utilizing the time, because after that, I am only left with regret for not studying. So, once I was coming back from my college a few years ago, randomly I found this book on the roadside. A bookseller was selling books for what 100 So the book is The Mountain Is You. Something or the other attracted me, and I just bought this. I didn't even know what this was all about, and it was there in my uh, with my other books for a quite a lot of time, like for a year and a half. And something major shift happened, and I was like, all the repressed emotions and repressed beliefs were slowly surfacing, and I didn't know what to do. And then I was like, maybe this is what I have to read, and I started reading. I have completed the whole book. It's been 3 years, 2020 to 2023. Yes, it's been 3 years, and I forgot. I have written notes, but I forgot. I don't remember anything. I have written notes, but I don't remember a thing. Somewhere this book has helped me process those unmet emotional needs. This helped me during my breakup phase. So after that, I couldn't come back to this book. But here I am again at the edge of my deadline. My exams are near, and again I have some unmet emotions, and I don't know what to do about it. So I have taken this book randomly. I haven't read a page. I thought to just start the video and let's see where this takes me. So the line here, it says, your mountain is the block between you and the life you want to live. Facing it is also the only path to your freedom and becoming. You are here because a trigger showed you to your wound, and your wound will show you to your path, and your path will show you to your destiny. Your old self can no longer sustain the life you are trying to lead. It is trying for reinvention and rebirth. You must release your old self into the fire of your vision and be willing to think in a way you have never tried before. You must mourn the loss of your younger self, the person who has gotten you this far, but who is no longer equipped to carry you on forward. You must envision and become one with your true self, the hero of your life that is going to lead you from here. The task in front of you is silent, simple, and monumental. It is a feat most do not ever get to the point of attempting. You must now learn, you must change completely, never to be the same again. So self-sabotage is what we are going to talk about, and it is basically a coping mechanism. So when we try to our refuse to consciously meet our innermost needs, often we do not believe we are capable of handling them. So we want to uh, get rid of it, and that is what it actually happens. We try to numb ourselves, numb the desires, and to get a temporary sort of a feeling, but that doesn't really help. So it says that self sabotage comes from some sort of irrational fear and unexamined fears, actually. So, how to go about it? Now, as a kid, I've always tried to apply the concepts in real life, but there were at times where I was made to believe that I'm not capable enough. Maybe it was because of the way I pronounced, or maybe I was not really good with rote learning, so I couldn't really mug up. So I used to take a lot of time, and maybe I was pushed to memorize faster, which I couldn't do. It was too heavy as a kid for me. So that kept making me feel incapable of studying. And there was a drastic shift in the response I received from my caregivers back then. Anyone, be it teachers, parents, tuition, grandparents, etc. That when I used to score good, they were happy, but when I didn't, they were like, "Hmm." And that was like, no, I want to keep scoring better, but it went along, and that kind of put me in a very unsatisfied level, and I kept pushing myself or thinking that maybe I can't do it. I started doubting my capabilities, and the graph went down, down. So I think that's still there somewhere, pulling me back. I want to go higher, but something is pulling me down. That's what it feels like, right? So it is pretty outdated and limiting, but it's heavy also. And there's a lot of association that has been strengthening my self esteem with the kind of grades that I scored, and that is still somewhere unconsciously uh, writing my destiny that, oh, I wasn't a high achiever or, you know, A plus grader, so I can't do this. Only those kids can achieve. And now, at this age, at this point in time, I can't because I was never sort of a student who would score high grades. So that puts me under a lot of unsatisfied state of mind, and there you lose that interest to even work on yourself because you know the pattern has been the same, so now it's not going to change, and victim mode is on. I seriously don't know how to tackle this. At times it's pretty easy to explain things to others and show them their capability, mirror them what they have, and gently challenge and help them reframe those cognitive biases and turn it into a more healthy sort of a thing. And because you are too much invested in them to make them feel better, but unfortunately I'm unable to do that to myself because a part of me never felt like worthy enough to be considered. So maybe that's why I'm not. That tells a lot, actually. And but the thing is, I can't blame my childhood anymore. That is one thing. I can't blame for whatever happened in the past and be in that victim zone and keep playing the victim card and say that, oh my god, this happened with me, that happened with me, my childhood was this, I was like that, so that's why I am like this. This is, I'm trying to rationalize it. No, that doesn't take us anywhere. Now, as an adult, now it's my responsibility to face it. Now, the child back then didn't had the awareness to do so, but now as an adult I have, so it's in my capacity to do it. There are two questions now popping in my head. One is how, and the second is why. How to do it and why to do it. Before going on how, I think I should be working on why to do it. Because the why, as Viktor Frankl said in his book Man's Search for Meaning, when you have the why for life, how to live the life is quite simple. Oh my god, I want to I want to quoted pretty right. One second. Yeah, it says like this: those who have a why to live can bear almost any how to live. So yeah, why to study, why to clear exams rather than how to clear exams. That serves a much deeper existential question. Why I must clear those exams? That really puts me under a lot of mm, what do I say? Alert mode. That I don't have time and I have to rush, otherwise I might lose the opportunity and I have to be really focused. Now, the moment this thought comes, what usually happens is it turns on my sympathetic nervous system. That is, the alert is on, my brain is on alert mode, and it's in the fight, flight, freeze mode. Unfortunately, my way of dealing with threat is freeze. I go freeze. The only way to deal with it is through exercise, dancing, or doing something like that. But again, then when I come back, I'm back in this. So it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't really work. So now I have been watching a lot of videos as to how to make studying really interesting and mm, how to make it, how to make yourself an addict towards studies. And the guy just says mental health is important and we often self sabotage. And that is what is really happening. I am self sabotaging myself and I really need to work on it. That's why I even started this. So now the thing that is running is that the belief systems are not helping me. So one of the prime stages of working with self sabotage is working on a belief system. So the first step is to write down what are the beliefs that are currently running in your system. So the beliefs goes like this: I don't feel like I'm worthy of scoring high marks or getting ranks because I have never scored well. I have always been an average above average student, so I don't think at this age I can ever be so. And I have always abandoned myself when I was at the verge of achieving. So, because that was something really unfamiliar to me, I have always failed as in I have always failed from being fully prepared or um, applying, understanding the whole concept, the whole chapter really well. And because that kind of threatened my identity. Because I always thought that I was an average student, and now if I will study beyond this limit, then my identity might change and I don't know who I will become. So that's a threat to my identity. That's my core belief. So, first step is identifying what are the beliefs. So, these are my beliefs. So, the second step is to slowly nurture and guide that self and show that there is that the change is not going to be drastic and the change is not going to be scary, because anything uncertain we can't predict whether it could be safe or unsafe, right? So our primal instinct, the that part of the brain is gonna keep us safe, whether it doesn't care how ambitious your dreams are, it just wants to keep the body safe. And ambitious goals feels scary because it's unfamiliar, and of course the brain tries to avoid it, so it will seek for immediate pleasure. So it makes sense. So the second step is to gently visualize that part of you who has achieved the task and repeat that vision इतना ज़्यादा that slowly your brain adapts to that alternative. Right now, there's a particular identity about yourself, but after not even like clearing the exam or coming in the top ranks, it's not that. The studying phase, that identity needs to be safe enough. So visualize yourself studying, making notes, enjoying the process, understanding the concepts, applying in real life, differentiating and comparing different topics, explaining it to others, and what's your dream, what's your passions. If it's about teaching others, or it's about coordinating with others, or it's about managing people and different sets of team. If that's your passion, but the fears are holding you back, then don't go to that ambitious vision. Instead, think about that process of working behind the scenes, late night studies, late night um, experiments, or late night paperworks, etc. Whatever thing that you have to do which others can't see. So keep repeating that scenario, that image of yours, again and again and again. Visualize it day and night in between. Keep saying that to yourself, and uh, make it so consistent. Be so religious about this visualization that your brain doesn't have any other option but to accept this, and it identifies this new alternative because it doesn't know what's real and what's imaginary. Our brain doesn't know what's real and what's imaginary. So I understand a part of some of you might be a part of distracting yourself is daydreaming. Like, daydreaming is so easy and it's so convenient. So we can daydream about the process and get excited of becoming that person, not the final product. Final product, the immediate image that comes to my mind is that, okay, I am at this level and I am working with these many people and they are really intellectual, high people at high positions. So thinking about that and versus me right now, it's a huge gap. So that's scary. So obviously my brain will push it away. But if I imagine me working hard, not working hard like putting pressure and disliking the process, no, right? Me creating a scenario where I like the concepts and I'm applying it and I'm thinking, daydreaming in a very creative way. Okay, oh, I'm applying this there and this that, so that gives me a level of dopamine. That will keep pushing me. And the more you get excited, more you have energy, and you'll be like, take care. Sometimes that energy is too much that you have to channelize it somewhere. At times you get so excited that you can feel it in your body. So you will have to dance or exercise or do something physical task so that you can channel that much of energy somewhere and then come back and continue. So that process, that behind the scene scenarios can be visualized daily so that it becomes a part of you, and that slowly turns makes you into that. So you don't have to consciously sit and force yourself. It just becomes a part of you. Because now your brain is familiarized with this new alternative. Now it's normal for the brain, and it does a quick safety check. So once it feels that okay, this is safe, we can go ahead. We can slowly become this, and you just start doing it. Wow, this is why I love recording videos. Whenever I try journaling, these kind of thoughts doesn't come. But when I feel like I'm addressing to someone, again, perceived audience. No, I know there are few audiences. I love you guys. But yeah, when I'm talking to someone and when I feel that I'm heard and seen, it does wonders. So yeah. And so there is no such thing as self-sabotage. It's just wanting to feel secure, and when you give your brain some evidences that this is okay and this is safe and this upper limit is safe, then it's a lot different chapter that's gonna begin. So yeah. And one more thing is that in this process of slowly evolving, um, there would be scenarios where a lot of difficult emotions might surface up and you might know what to do with it. So at that point of time, the best way is to write it down or speak to a friend or speak to anyone or just record yourself or just write, let it just out of your system so that that emotions that comes up, you don't bury it down again. because it was once buried, not consciously, maybe unconsciously. It was buried because it was difficult and too much heavy, threatening, and all. So, if at all it comes up, don't try to push it away or slide away or distract yourself. Make a note of it, what all emotions came up and what you were feeling. And like I mentioned in the previous videos, those are just thoughts and not you as an identity. They are just a thought. Just when you believe it, that becomes a part of you. But when you name it that I am feeling anxious or I am feeling like a failure rather than I am a failure, that's a difference. So write it down that I'm feeling like a failure. What makes me feel like a failure? What were the scenarios or what are the memories that are emerging in the conscious level? You just write them down. And after that, just place your hand on your heart and on your gut, breathe in and breathe out, and tell that part of yourself that you are safe, you are secure. So now, whatever has happened in the past, that's gone. Right now, we as an adult, we have the responsibility and control. So be that adult you wanted at that point of time and soothe yourself and you carry yourself. It's a wonderful part of evolvement, and that that does wonders truly. So I hope that helped you if you were also going through such a phase of or facing this self-sabotage thing. But honestly, I am feeling much better uh, in this process of making this video, and at the same time um, naming, identifying, and visualizing my alternate self. I guess now I don't need motivation to study, rather than I am now identifying myself as someone who loves concepts and applying it in real life and explaining that. So it really helped. Whosoever stayed till now, till the end of the video, thank you so much. Hearts to you, and hope to see you in the next video. If you have any suggestions, just let me know in the comment section. I'll hope to cover that someday, just share my perspective. So till then, take care. Hope you have a wonderful time ahead.